With rotation just around the corner, I figured it would be a good opportunity to go back and look at one of my favourite one-prize attacking decks, which will be gone in the next couple of weeks. It's Caturday. Welcome back, everyone, to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch, and today we are looking at Caturday, as I mentioned, but also I just wanted to very quickly say, look at the design back there. My wife has been doing a little bit of organising, and it made my background look even better than it did before, so that's fantastic. My favourite is this bit just here, which is all the Worlds and Oceania International pins, which is really, really cool. Thank you very much, Alex. I appreciate it. Anyway, we're here to watch Pokemon cards. At least that's the theory, and today we're going to be looking at Caturday. Now, this list was used a few weeks ago, like a month ago maybe, so it's slightly outdated, but you know what? It's still a lot of fun, and I think that, you know, since it's rotating soon, we may as well give it a spin. So here's the list, not a single 2-prize or 3-prize Pokemon in sight, and it all revolves around our good friend Persian. With Gathering of Cats, this ability means that any Pokemon that has the attack Caturday that is in play ignores all energy costs for those attacks. So that means that for any Pokemon that has Caturday, we can attack for free. Things like a Litten, we can use Big Bite for 0 energy. We can use things like our Espurr and their Ear Kinesis ability, or their attack, for 0 energy. And this is going to be our main attacker. We're going to try and accelerate a whole bunch of damage counters onto the board by using a bunch of attacks and a bunch of Pokemon. We have, obviously, Quick Shooting Inteleon. This thing's everywhere at the moment, and it will continue to be everywhere post-rotation, so be aware of it. Quick Shooting allows us to place 2 damage counters on one of our opponent's Pokemon in any way we like. We have a 4/4/4 line of that Inteleon. We also have Psi Power from Mew. This doubles as bench protection as well, another card that we're losing to rotation. And we also have cards like Weezing with Blowaway Bomb, which when we discard them using Roxy, we can place even more damage counters on the field. And that's going to allow us to set up our Espurr to attack. Ear Kinesis does 20 damage to one of our opponent's Pokemon for every damage counter that they have on them, and this means that we can deal a pretty significant chunk of damage and potentially one-shot some big VMAX Pokemon. Now, Litten, obviously with Big Bite, is a tech attacker. We can use it against metal Pokemon, things that are fire weak, maybe even some grass Pokemon as well, but we can also stop Pokemon from retreating, which can be particularly useful. We also have 1 copy of Sky Circus Rowlet. If we play Bird Keeper this turn, then Windshard is free, and we'll utilize that supporter as well. So, without further ado, let's stop beating around the bush and let's start playing some games. Alright, we've got ourselves a pretty solid start here. The best thing about this particular deck is that pretty much any start with a basic Pokemon like Sobble is a good start. And we happen to have our only energy in the deck in our hand as well, and our opponent's given us a ton of extra cards off of their mulligan, and this is fantastic. We can grab ourselves a Pokemon. Let's put the capture energy onto the active. We can grab a Meowth. We have Level Balls and Quick Balls and Roxies. We've got everything we could possibly need. To be honest, let's just Quick Ball. I'm going to get rid of the second capture energy. I don't think we need it. I'm going to grab an Espurr straight away, I think. That seems like the best choice, just to make sure that we have that attacker as soon as possible. And then I think we're going to pass. It is unlikely that our opponent is going to be able to take a knockout this turn. They can do 50 damage with Astral Barrage if they happen to get 3 energies on there, but they are not going to do that. So, we will wait and see how these games play out. I will also say that we will be shifting to some post-rotation stuff very soon. Obviously, Evolving Skies is almost here. All I need to do is figure out how I'm going to get cards, because I haven't got any cards coming this time. So if you know anyone that has cards, just let me know. I don't know any at the moment. All I have is the pre-release kits from the tournament that I wasn't allowed to play in because of COVID. Which I shouldn't say, because my video will get banned. Alright, let's Level Ball. We're going to grab ourselves... let's grab the Drizzile. Second Drizzile seems pretty good. We don't really want to discard this hand, really. What we would like to do, though, is we would like to search through our deck and grab an Evo Incense. I like the idea of either grabbing the Persian or a Weezing here. In fact, what we might be able to do is we might be able to grab a second Evo Incense and turn our Meowth into a Persian and grab a Weezing. So let's do that. We're gonna grab. Let's get the second Weezing. Let's just get the. We're gonna get the Persian. We're just gonna get it off of this Weezing draw. I'm a gambling man. Well, that wasn't it. That wasn't it at all. Oh well, doesn't matter. Let's quick ball. I'm going to get rid of a level ball, and we are going to get ourselves another Sobble. We've got another Drizzile in our hands, so we don't need the level ball per se. And then we're going to retreat into the Espurr and then pass. We don't really mind if this Espurr gets knocked out. I just got too greedy there. I should have just guaranteed that I could get the Persian out. Although, to be fair, it doesn't really matter because the amount of damage we would be dealing is negligible anyway. Because there's only 2 damage counters on the bench. We'd only be dealing 40 damage. So, wouldn't be ideal, but probably still worth doing. We're in a lot of trouble here if they knock the Meowth out, actually. Maybe I should have used the level ball on another Meowth. Whoops. Doesn't matter. It's going to be fine. Chances of this deck blowing up in our face, I mean, pretty good. We are in trouble. Also, what I will do, I sent out a community message yesterday, I think it was, asking people to post their funny moments from any Sableyes videos that they have had lying around. You can use the new clip feature from YouTube. You can clip your favourite moments. A few people have done so. If we can get enough of them together, I might even be able to edit together a humorous montage. You can get your name in a video. I'll put your name at the top of the person that clipped the clip. I'd appreciate that. Hot Shock TCG, if you're watching this, you've already stolen my idea. I'm aware of it. I've seen your post, and I'm upset that there are more people on your post posting clips than on mine, but that's okay. It's probably because I've been away for a billion trillion months. They've got Gengar Mimikyu down, so they can attack with that this turn. It looks like that's what they're going to do. Are they just gonna GX me here? They may well just GX me, and that's not a concern really. I'm not too worried about that because our opponent still needs to take a ton of prize cards. They need to knock out 6 Pokemon, and all that they're really doing by getting the Gengar Mimikyu out into the active is just giving them another turn to start shuffling cards, I guess. It looks like they're going to attach some Poltergeist, maybe? I do have a pretty big hand. I only have 2 supporters, 2 trainers in my hand, so ironically, I'm pretty close to actually having a zero item hand. No, they are going to go for the Horror House. They're going to draw a couple of extra cards. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. We'll pass. That's it. That's all we can do. Just pass. Is my chair lower than usual? Oh, I feel like my... I feel like my head is looking across at OBS over there, and my head was slightly lower than I wanted it to be because there's the top of the frame. Can you tell that I've not done this in a while? Anyway, let's actually hope that our opponent doesn't have a Marnie here because that could be really bad. They're going in for the Night Watch. Do they have the Marnie to Night Watch me and completely ruin my day? Is this clip going to get deleted? It is not, although they are going to knock out the Meowth, which is really bad. But it's fine. We've got double Weezing in our hand, actually. So what we could do is we could Drizzile and grab ourselves a Roxy if we want to, or we could top deck a Roxy. How do I do this? How am I allowed to continue existing? Let's grab the Rowlet. I think I'm going to go for a Bird Keeper-y kind of play here. Let's play down the Inteleon. Actually, no, that's not... Will I get the opportunity to do this again? Probably not. Ooh, Ordinary Rod is good. Ordinary Rod is good. Okay, so let's play down the Drizzile. I'm going to grab the Level Ball here. Level Ball will be able to get me back a Meowth. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a Meowth and a Weezing back into the deck. And I'll grab one of those Meowths with the Level Ball. And then I have a little bit of damage that I can place here. We've got 70 damage from quick shooting. I'm going to start stacking it on to the benched Gengar Mimikyu, and then the 60 damage from Windshard, which I can use for free thanks to using Bird Keeper, will actually put a significant amount of damage onto that Gengar Mimikyu. 80 times 2 is 160, plus 80 is going to be a knockout, I think. That's going to be perfect maths. It's not something that I'm usually very good at, but if we get ourselves a Persian this turn, we will be able to knock that Gengar Mimikyu out without any problems. Obviously, the issue is going to be drawing cards. At the moment, we are guaranteed to draw something, because they can either get rid of both Weezings, in which case we can Bird Keeper, or they get rid of the Bird Keeper, in which case they cannot get rid of both Weezings and both Roxies, so we should be able to draw cards this turn. That is, of course, assuming that our hand stays the same, and so our opponent plays Marnie. They didn't, okay. Alright, we're drawing cards this turn. We lose a Roxy and a Weezing. Not terrible, not terrible. Not great, but not terrible. I am going to assume that I am getting the Persian this turn. We've top-decked into a Mew, so we've top-decked into a Pokemon, which means that we can draw the full 6 here, which is fantastic, and there is the Persian. So, let's deal our 10 little damage counters around the place here. We can get ourselves our Persian, which is fantastic. I can get a second Inteleon down, which I really like, and I'm actually going to play down another Meowth here. That's going to make it nice and safe for us. There is no way that our opponent could possibly ever take 2 knockouts on 2 Meowths and a Persian and a Meowth this turn. So we are looking good. I'm going to Ear Kinesis. We're going to take the knockout on the Gengar and Mimikyu, and I think we are very close here to winning this game. I think all we realistically need is a Espurr this turn. So 2 things happen. Either they knock out the Espurr, in which case we have one in our hand. We can use free retreat from Persian to get into that Espurr, and we should have enough damage on the board thanks to our 2 Inteleons to knock out one of their Shadow Riders. Or they knock out the Persian, in which case we need to try and find another one. We have a Quick Ball and a Level Ball. We don't necessarily have the Persian though, which is concerning. And it looks like that is going to be their play. As long as they don't get rid of both Bird Keepers, we should be fine. And they didn't. They actually got rid of 2 of the 3 cards that I need to have this turn. Not that I need to have, actually, because I've already got the best. I've got the Espurr in play. Let's promote the Inteleon. It's least... Oh, good grief. Just top deck into the Evo Incense. Well, sometimes it's beginner's luck, right? I've not played for a long time. Beginner's luck is totally relevant. Let's ping a bunch of damage onto that horsey boy at the back there, and we're taking knockouts for days. Alrighty, another decent start. We've got a couple of supporters, we've got a couple of quick balls, and it looks like we're playing up against the same deck again. Except this time it has a Cresselia. I mean, that's fine. I can live with that, actually, because it means that our opponent needs to take 6 prize cards, and that's the most important thing when it comes to Pokemon, is that your opponent needs to take the prize cards to win, and if they don't take them, then they don't win. It's just as simple as that. Another quick ball. Oh boy, okay. So, I'm going to get rid of Bruno. We're going to grab ourselves a Rowlet, because we can start putting on some damage thanks to our Bird Keeper, which we will play. Throw that down straight away, because that gives us access to a bunch of other cards. We'll get rid of the Litten. I'm going to grab another Sobble here, because we have 2 Drizzile in our hand. I'm also going to Quick Ball. I'm going to get rid of the Bird Keeper, and I'm going to get a Meowth, because we do need to evolve pretty quick smart. So hopefully this all works for us. We're going to Windshard. We're going to put that onto the Shadow Horse on the bench, and that means that it is about 2 pings away, 2 Inteleon pings away from being knockoutable. 3 Inteleon pings, because it needs an extra one. I think that's going to be the case. Well, we'll see. We will see. There are no guarantees in this life. Looks like our opponent, though, has a pretty solid hand themselves. They're going to be drawing a bunch of cards here. They've got an extra Shadow Rider that they can play down, which they're going to love. They've got an Energy, and they've got a Marnie. So there goes my 2 Drizziles. They are on the bottom of the deck now. And we have to kind of hope that we draw into something decent here, because I'm not liking the looks of it. Although we've found 2 Level Balls and 2 support. We've literally got a handful of things that are useful. Sometimes I amaze myself. Okay, so we promote the Meowth, because if we find the Persian, we have free retreat. And a Bruno off of the top there is incredible. Okay, so we probably want a Drizzile. We probably want that, and we probably want to use this second level ball to grab a Espurr, because this pretty much guarantees that we can attack this turn. We will not be able to get a knockout, but it pretty much guarantees an attack, because we can grab the Evo Incense. We can use that Evo Incense to grab ourselves our Persian, which is obviously going to give us free retreat to move into our Espurr, and now we can use our Bruno to shuffle our hand into our deck and get 7 cards, which is just frankly incredible when you think about it. I'm going to chuck another Espurr on the bench. I'm going to retreat, sorry, into that Espurr. I'm going to play the Drizzile down, and I feel like we've got to go for a quick ball or something here. We could go for the Evo Incense though. Let's get the Evo Incense. We're gonna get double Inteleon next turn. Let's Earkinesis onto that 3 prize threat on the bench, and we give ourselves a good chance to win this game, because we are an attack away from knocking out that horsey boy, and we can get 2 Inteleons this turn and use Roxy for a full 20 damage, which is pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, they could use their GX attack. That would slow us down. They could play Marnie. That would annoy me. In fact, I showed them what we had, so they could do that and really create some problems. They're actually being quite cheeky here, putting this Calyrex into the active, because I cannot knock it out from here, which is frankly quite disappointing. So we'll have to push that to the bench, but that's why the Phione is in the deck, right? We have 1 copy of Phione for exactly this situation, and I mean, we can't guarantee that we get it, but we've got a decent shot. They're going to research, so we remain the same. I don't know what's happened over the last 4 weeks, but obviously my Marnie luck has completely turned around. They're going to Max Geist take the knockout. Okay, so we, this turn, can deal 60 damage to a benched Pokemon. We've got another Persian. Okay, let's grab ourselves our Inteleons right now. The Phione is in the deck, which is important. Let's get those Inteleons out. We really want to push the thing to the bench. We want to push the Shadow Rider to the bench. So let's Roxy, see if we can find a quick ball or something. We can. That's beautiful. We'll put 20 damage counters everywhere, and now we'll be able to set up a bunch of knockouts all over the place. I'm very impressed with the way this deck is working. Because, to be honest, it shouldn't work this well, but it just does. It is super, super good. We've got ourselves another Meowth. We've got another Persian in hand, which is fantastic. I'll use the Capture Energy on the Meowth to grab the Phione. That way we can hold all of the balls that we have in our hand. I'm going to use Phione now to push something to the active. We can use Quick Shooting. I'm going to put that damage all on the Gengar and Mimikyu. And then we can do one of 2 things. We can hold the balls here and just retreat into the Espurr and play. I think we just play down another one. We can hold the balls and just go from there. What we could have also done is we could have grabbed the Phione out to guarantee that we had the push to the bench for this Gengar Mimikyu, but to be honest, it's not that big of a deal. I don't really mind. We're gonna get money or something anyway. We've got all that we need, and I think we're in a position now where we're pretty much 1 card will do us the game. If they take a knockout, they are going to lose with our current hand. If they don't take a knockout, then I can just continue to put pressure on. So, yeah. I think we're going to win again. Is Caturday good? Is this deck good? Is this deck anything other than just average? Have I just been tricked? I may have been tricked. You may be being tricked as well. Okay, my opponent's deck plays Clara. Okay, so turns out it doesn't make a difference. They're going to Marnie me now. By the way. It doesn't matter, because this deck is suboptimal. But it's fine. I can live with it. And all we really need to do here is find 1 card, and that Capture Energy is the card. We should be able to win this game now, because no matter what our opponent does, we can find a copy of our Phione. We can push this Gengar and Mimikyu to the bench, and we can take a knockout. So all we need to do is just promote the Espurr. We will play the Quick Shooting, get those damage counters down, make sure that we guarantee that we can get the knockout. I know we can at the moment, but we'll just guarantee it. Then we can just throw the Capture Energy down, we'll grab the Phione, And then we can just Whirlpool Suction. Bring something into the active main. It literally doesn't matter. We can Ear Kinesis for the game. Take that knockout on the Gengar Mimikyu. Thank you very much. Just eating up those 3 prize Pokemon. Nom 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 nom. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Normally doesn't work this well. So another video down, but how good is this deck really? I mean, if you watch the video, it's pretty good. Playability-wise, I'm giving this one an A. It can do very well, and in the past it has done very well, especially in the previous format that we had. I don't know how good it is going to be in the next 2 weeks before our rotation, so I wouldn't put all of my stocks in it. But consistency-wise, it's pretty good. As long as your Persian stays alive, you should be fine. I'm giving this one a B for value instead of an A, only because these cards mostly rotate in the next few weeks. So if this was around for another year, I would say that this is an absolute steal. This is S tier for value, but unfortunately, since it rotates in about 14 days, I have to give it a slightly lower grade. Fun-wise though, very, very fun deck. Overall, a B+. Again, if this deck had only just come out, it would probably be an A, because it is very, very good, but you know what? There's only so much we can do about it with rotation around the corner. And with that, I will bid you adieu. Thank you very much for coming along. Is that how you say it in French? I don't know. Thank you to everyone on this board here, especially Azazel and Wilds Depot. Appreciate your ongoing support as always. Fernando, Yolo, Stephen, Ty, Agent Abel, Austin, Josiah, Leaf Devour, Obsy, Shings, Justin, Crocoduck, Drew, Camronius, and DJ and Tay. Thank you all for your extended support, as well as all of the other people over here in white. I appreciate you all. I will see you next time for more from the Sableyes. Ciao.